watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for the noon news at noon. I'm Shanika Grimshaw. Starting in the district just moments ago, Mayor Muriel Bowser and DC Police Chief Pamela Smith addressing the media as today the National Guard is rolling out in DC. Take a look. Soldiers at the DC Armory this morning. This comes as the president announced federalizing DC's police force and rolling out the National Guard in the district. Take a listen.
We work together with our federal partners, and that's what we're going to do.
Rely on the police chief to work with her counterparts to make sure people are being deployed in a useful way.
And meantime, today marks the first day of the federal law enforcement takeover in the district. President Trump invoked Section 740 of the Home Rule Act, bringing the D.C. police force under federal control. And we're set to see the impacts here on our streets. Our Haley Mylon has been talking to folks about how they feel about the enforcement.
The district is divided on this. Some say that crime is a problem and this could be a fix. Others say it goes just too far. And still others say that federal involvement in their neighborhoods could cause disruptions and sow distrust. Under the emergency action, the president takes control of the police force for 48 hours. Then he can maintain control for another 30 days after notifying Congress. He installed Attorney General Pam Bondi as the leader of the police force, which will be bolstered by 800 National Guardsmen. Supporters say it's the kind of muscle the district needs.
I think it's going to be good for the city because we're going to need more security.
Barbara Bartos lived in Adams Morgan for 30 years, and despite crime rates being at all-time lows for that period, she thinks things are as out of control as ever.
Kids attacking everybody by the National Park and stuff like that. It's just bizarre.
But she thinks Trump's going too far here.
But the National Guard, is that what we need to do? It seems like one extreme to the other.
And some are downright opposed to any federal involvement, as Trump is eyeing harsher prosecution of young criminals.
Once they're in the system, it never fails. They'll always be in the system, which means they'll never be able to get a real job. They'll never be able to make a life for themselves.
The chairman of the D.C. Police Union said in a statement, in part, quote, "The president's action validates our ongoing concerns over violent crime," but he warns it's not a long-term fix. And that statement underscores what I'm hearing here on the streets, just questions about how long this will go on and what exactly the role will be for those guardsmen. Here in Northwest D.C., Haley Mylon, D.C. News Now.
All right, Haley, thank you. And there are mixed reactions pouring in from people living in Ward 7 and 8 about the executive order. Ward 8 ANC Commissioner Marcus Hickman tells us he sees his loved ones and neighbors injured and killed in his community more than in any other area. However, he says he has concerns about deploying the National Guard into his community.
Already a strained relationship between us and police. So to now have an additional policing, that's a concern. Something needs to be done to protect our citizens a bit more.
And D.C. police data shows about 41% of all violent crime over the last 2 years happened in Ward 7 and 8. However, it is down nearly 25% compared to this time last year. And local leaders reacting to the Trump executive order. DC News Now's Sunrise on the Hill spoke to DC Council Chair Phil Mendelson about the takeover.
Well, I hate to say it, but it's a false narrative. The president saying that there are roving mobs is just false. His saying, and this is in the executive order, that there has been a precipitous rise in crime is simply false. Everybody who's looked at the statistics sees that last year we ended with violent crime at a 30-year low, and crime in all categories is lower this year than it was last year.
So why do you think the president is doing this?
Well, I hate to speculate, but I think it's convenient to be up on the district. The district is seen as a liberal city, and it is the one city that the federal government has unique control over. And I think it plays well with some people to say that it's a horrible place, it's ugly, we need to take it back. I don't really know what we're taking it back from, because tourists I see think it's a beautiful city. And as I said, it is much safer than it's been in the past. Still too much crime, but it's much, much safer than it's been in the past. Less violent crime per 100,000 than many other cities in the United States.
So, Chairman, the president teased this big announcement over the weekend. When was the D.C. Police Department brought into the conversation? Do you know when the command learned that the president was going to take over control of MPD?
Well, there have been rumors for days. And of course, the narrative yesterday from the president isn't that much different than what he was saying last year during the campaign. But when we, the council, were briefed yesterday by the chief of police, what we were told was that there wasn't any real coordination between law enforcement agencies until the weekend, possibly Sunday. But I will say the coordination between federal law enforcement agencies and the Metropolitan Police Department is not new. It's not unique. It's been going on for many, many, many years, decades, but it is stepped up. And that is what's different. And that didn't start to coordinate until the weekend.
So, Chairman, you mentioned the U.S. Attorney for the district. I want to play some sound from Jeanine Pirro and get your reaction to it on the other side. Let's listen.
I see too much violent crime being committed by young punks who think that they can get together in gangs and crews and beat the hell out of you or anyone else. They don't care where they are. They can be in DuPont Circle, but they know that we can't touch them. Why? Because the laws are weak. I can't touch you if you're 14, 15, 16, 17 years old and you have a gun.
Chairman, any concern about major changes to the juvenile justice system in the district?
Well, you know, juvenile crime has always been juveniles out there. But the, if I just froze, sorry about that. Juvenile crime has always been frightening for folks, but juvenile crime rates are down. And the fact is that we are not out of the norm in that we do not prosecute in adult court and adult prisons kids who are in junior high school.
Chairman Phil Mendelson of the D.C. Council, thank you so much for being with us this morning. We really appreciate it.
And you can see our full coverage of President Trump's takeover of D.C. police on our website. That's at dcnewsnow.com. There you'll also find his previous efforts to federalize the district, plus a breakdown of D.C. police numbers showing violent crime at a historic 30-year low. All right, let's switch gears now, talking about the weather. Meteorologist Scott Sumner joining us with a check on how it's going to be. It's hot and humid today.
Yeah, that theme is going to continue, Shanika. We talked about it yesterday, and sure enough, it's come to fruition here. 83 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and like yesterday, it has a little bit of haze to the sky at times, but we are seeing some nice puffy white clouds out there as well. So here we are on a Tuesday here in August, and these are the dew points. Not out of the question, not unusual, as we see comfortable numbers here into the 40s and 50s gone by the wayside, because now we're looking at 60s and 70s for dew point temperatures. And of course, you know, we've beaten this to a dead horse here, but those numbers, those high numbers, are tropical in nature. We don't have any showers in our forecast at this moment in time. The showers and storms are sitting off to the south of the area, but they will come into play here. But at least in the short term, hour by hour forecast here in the district, 1 to 2 to 3, mostly clear skies and temperatures climbing through the 80s, getting up to around that 90-degree mark. But a few spot thunderstorms are in the forecast for today. More storms are going to be seen here on Wednesday. We'll show you that with a future cast coming up in just a few. Summer-like pattern all week, and the weekend right now is looking dry. Shanika.
All right, Scott, thank you. New at noon, D.C. police investigating a double stabbing this morning. They responded to Montana Avenue in Northeast just after 9. And a woman and a young girl were stabbed. Both were taken to a nearby hospital, and police say a suspect is in custody. Staying in the district, police are investigating a deadly shooting in Logan Circle. This happening last night on 12th Street. Police say they found a man shot multiple times. He was taken to the hospital where he died. Police have identified the man as 33-year-old Tymark Wells, and D.C. police says this is the 100th deadly shooting in the district this year. And over in Maryland, a teen boy is recovering in the hospital after a shooting in Fairland. It happened last night on Chopin Court. Montgomery County police say 2 teenage boys were walking when a person approached them and shot one of the boys. The shooter then ran off. The victim was taken to the hospital where he is expected to be okay. And new this afternoon, a fire tore through one of these homes in the district, leaving one person displaced. Crews were called to the 1500 block of 19th Street Southeast just before 4 this morning. Fire officials say when crews arrived, they found flames spreading from the basement to both floors of the home. The fire also spreading to a neighboring home, and the department posted a video from the scene earlier. You could see there heavy flames showing, and investigators are now trying to determine the cause of that fire. And some pushback on plans of removing an historic locomotive from Hagerstown's Railroad Museum. DC News Now, Stephen Cohen says the city council could give those plans the green light next time they meet.
Hagerstown officials say it may be too costly to restore the historic locomotive in the municipal park with deep ties to the city's railroad heritage.
On the docket at City Hall, this memo from Hagerstown's Public Works Director about unloading the iconic Locomotive 202 to a private buyer in Cumberland who would take it away from the city. A grassroots group, Save the 202, is fighting the plan. The railroad, they say,
is what created Hagerstown. It's what brought the market and the industry through Hagerstown, and it allowed Hagerstown to become the community and the city that it is today.
At one time, 3 out of every 5 households in Hagerstown had employees of the Western Maryland or other railroads.
Save the 202 is mobilizing to keep the historic locomotive on the City Park playground.
This is the hub city. We are known for our railroad history. We are opposing it, and we've sent over 500 petitions.
We work with the Boys and Girls Club. We're getting ready to have the senior citizens, senior centers in the Hagerstown want to come. We're going to start doing programs with them.
Mayor and council have held work sessions about the engine's future, but have deferred official action.
I just want to keep the history going for the railroad.
Stephen Cohen, DC News Now.
All right, still to come on DC News Now, celebrating Kyrie Jackson Day, how the former player was honored. That is next. And are you in need of a good bargain? We're going to stretch your dollar to show you how to find the best deals.